Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to yet another car launch reaction video. And I think this launch is the one that a lot of people have been most hyped for. And that is, of course, our first look at the brand new Aston Martin. And yeah, okay, ever since it was announced that that famous name would return to the grid, I've been looking forward to seeing this car so much. So do you know what? Let's just have a look at it. Here it is, and quite frankly, it is beautiful. Honestly, I know I've been a big fan of a few of the liveries this year, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And I am so pleased they've found a way to include the BWT pink without it looking really garish, I suppose is the word I'm looking for. It's just so well done, and it's a seriously good looking car. And the launch, by the way, as a whole, in case you weren't able to watch it, was really, really good in my opinion anyway, possibly the best of the lot. Although it was fun watching Alfa Romeo with their piano music and dancing and all that. But we got a cameo from Tom Brady and Daniel Craig in this one. So a really enjoyable watch. Well done, Aston, on that. But the livery, I just, think it looks brilliant. And again, it's not matte, so I'm really, really happy. I know that's not a big deal. But do you know what? I've said this about the Ferrari. I've said about other cars as well. I like my F1 cars to shine. It's such a non-issue, but that's just a personal preference. And it's so good to see the British racing green back like we had with Caterham to a point. Was that British racing green? I might be wrong on that one, but we did on the Jaguar, certainly. And I think that car is going to look fantastic out on track, or at least I hope it's going to look fantastic on track. The last couple of launches with Alpine yesterday, they've just been so good. I'm just so happy. Formula One's nearly back. I don't care. But looking at it from a technical point of view, there are more than a handful of similarities to last year's car and indeed last year's Mercedes, but that was to be expected, really. I don't think that's going to shock too many people. Usual caveat, it is only the launch spec, so we will see some changes between now and testing. But I have done a little bit of spot the difference just while I was waiting for Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll to finish chatting away. But there are some nice details along the edge of the floor, and there is also a very similar bulge on the engine cover to the one we saw on the Mercedes yesterday. Although it does look a little bit less dramatic on the Aston. That might just be down to camera angle, so we'll see. And I believe they are using last year's Mercedes rear suspension as well, but I think that's something we'd already been told about. But anyway, like I keep saying, I'm not technically minded. It just looks fantastic as a car, and I've got a really good feeling about the future of this team. I really have, but more on that in a moment. Before I get to that and start waffling about the team's season, though, here is what Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll had to say about the car and the upcoming season.
Well, very excited being in the car, but I think for anybody involved in the sport and also outside, I guess it's exciting to see a new brand re-entering Formula One. And I think people are excited and they will probably look forward to the car that we are going to launch and going to race this year. Well, I think people will be first blown away by the looks. As I said, I think it's a very pretty car. And then hopefully blown away again by its performance. But that's, I think, what we're all keen to find out. And, obviously it's a long season ahead of us, and we are just at the very beginning. So hopefully we start with the right foot, and then, make progress early on and see how it goes. As I said, the team is still very young. It's the first real chance for the team. So let's see what we can do together.
First off, it's a great looking car. I think the green is awesome. It's gonna look great on track. It's a new machine. You never really know how a car is gonna handle until you get it out on track. So I'm really excited for Bahrain. I'm really looking forward to it for the first test, and then of course the first race. I think we have a good idea of what we had to work on from last year coming into this year, and hopefully we address some of those details, and we'll be able to make another step this season. There's not a lot that we could change from last year to this year with the regulations being quite strict, but I'm very keen to see some of the updates that we did make and how that performs on track. I'm sure that we're going to be able to make another step this year with this car, and in Bahrain, we're going to learn a lot about it, and from there go racing.
Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, they're looking great in green, but what about their season? Well, this is another one of those lineups I'm really looking forward to watching this year. Sure, Alonso versus Ocon, Ricciardo and Norris, Leclerc and Sainz and Perez taking on Verstappen is all very exciting, but there's just something that really intrigues me about the pairing of Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll. For Stroll, it's a chance to prove himself against a multiple world champion for the first time, and for Vettel, it's a chance to show everyone that he has still got it. And I think that's just it for me. That's what makes this interesting. Which Vettel are we going to see this year? There is no denying, even the biggest Sebastian Vettel fan can say this, he's struggled over the last few seasons, but I firmly believe that with the right car and in the right environment, he still has the speed and the talent to deliver as a driver. It's going to be fascinating because he's leaving a team in Ferrari that was such a high-pressure environment, somewhere he went to try and emulate his hero Michael Schumacher, something both parties ultimately failed to deliver. It was a place where so much was expected of him, and he's moved to a team now where there is, by comparison, very little pressure. Of course, there's always going to be some level of pressure at any team, but Aston Martin appears to have almost, I suppose, put an arm around him, and that in turn will have lifted that pressure. What I'm saying, I suppose, is that there isn't any pressure for immediate success, and so he has the time to get to grips with the car, the team, and hopefully get back to his best. Do I think he is the driver that he was when he was winning world titles? Maybe not, but I certainly do not think he's past it at all, and this is a great opportunity to just go racing and to show that to people. As for the team, I'm looking forward to seeing just what they can do in 2021, but although they will bring updates to the car early and will want to push for P3 in the championship this year, I think 2022 is when we will likely see the potential of Aston Martin get unlocked, if you like. I like the direction Lawrence Stroll is taking the team, and despite criticism, or I suppose probably more scepticism from some, he is really ambitious and is moving the team forward. He could have come in like so many owners of teams have done before, bought it and then said the midfield will do. Top 4 is where we're aiming. But he's not doing that. He's aiming high. They're aiming for titles. And this season is just the start. They're not competing for the title this year, but they could be from next year and 2023 and onwards from there. I really do believe Aston has a very, very bright future in Formula One. And to be fair, he isn't all talk. He's delivering as well. The team is getting some big investment. They have a hugely marketable driver. And even the facilities at the factory are getting a big upgrade. He's serious about it, and I like that. Yeah, okay, before you say it, I predicted they'd finish 5th in the Constructors this year, but that's not me saying they'll have a bad season, not at all. It's me reiterating just what I said yesterday, what I've been saying all winter, about how close it will be between at least 4 teams and that a single result, good or bad, could make a huge difference in finishing position. Ultimately, there could easily be just a handful of points between P3 and P6. But I'm really optimistic for them, as you can probably tell, but it won't be easy in what is going to be an insanely tight midfield. A midfield battle I can't bloody wait for. It's going to be fantastic. To summarise then, it's beautiful, quite frankly. I'm a massive fan, as you again might be able to tell. Is it the best yet though? I'm not actually so sure, because I'm still a massive fan of that Alpine livery, and having seen some of the shots of it out on track today, it looks just as good, if not better. But it's a close call. They are definitely the top 2 in some order. Let me know what you think though. But keep an eye on Aston Martin this year, because they were super quick last season, or they were as Racing Point. And if they can carry that over, and with the updated Mercedes parts, they could be a serious threat. And you know, maybe that minimum target of P3 in the standings will happen after all. That is it for this launch reaction video though, but you can, as always, let me know your thoughts on the AMR21 down in the comments section, but also, how close do you think the battle will be between Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll? I think it'll be closer than many are predicting. Now, I will be back tomorrow with some reactions to the Haas launch, and again on Friday with a look at the new Williams. But in the meantime, if you did enjoy this video, then please do leave a like, as it really gives the channel a little boost. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean, this has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.